Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Random Encounters, Episode 3. In this episode, we have a critical fail, so be warned. In today's episode, I have
Q.
We also have Damien off screen there, and I'm Xenodamus. Welcome to the show, and here comes our 20 for this episode. Here you go. All right, Damien.
Now I don't want to touch it. Now it's sticky.
Oh, I ain't got to that part yet.
I was referring to the candy he's eating.
Oh, 19. Magic mushrooms. All right. Now this is actually I don't know if anybody's read the thing, and I just had added it not that long ago. But apparently, shrooms are actually being looked into to fight depression.
Well, yeah, you can't be depressed on shrooms, man.
I know, right?
It doesn't bother. You can be a lot of things, but depressed is not one of them.
But I mean, no, I mean we have legalization of marijuana now in a lot of states. But apparently there was a Thursday. They had published a study basically gauging the effect on depression that shrooms would have. And studies rapid and sustained symptom reduction following some word treatment for anxiety and depression.
Psilocybin?
Huh?
Psilocybin treatment?
Yeah, that. For anxiety and depression in patients with life-threatening cancer and randomized controlled trial.
I'd try mushrooms if I was in that situation.
Yeah,
I'd
so
try
anyway.
a lot of stuff in that situation.
No, I mean it is sort of interesting that now that the I guess the war on drugs thing has subsided a little, we're starting to allow marijuana and stuff. We're actually re-looking at some of these natural drugs that could actually help people that we had once before made illegal and basically gave up on.
I mean, they say what the mushrooms do. Are we talking about the good stuff?
I mean, they're talking about shrooms, so I don't know if they're.
Is there a good shroom?
I don't know if they're taking out the hallucinogenic parts of it or not.
Well, they wouldn't be shrooms then.
Yeah,
I know, man. If I can't take these shrooms and then go stay in the Mushroom Kingdom and I've never left my house.
well, no, that's sort of
ways to do it. Nintendo and actually eating magic mushrooms.
That's sort of why I added it. Is because it just made me think of Mario. Mario shroom.
You're like a retired injured plumber, but you're sitting there like, I say the Princess Peach. My brother Luigi Mario is just a green.
If you would just let me have the magic of mushrooms, I'd feel so much better.
You gotta be on mushrooms to be willing to do all that he does, and then what you get is a stupid cake. I paint you a cake. Cool.
I
You
mean,
can call me Prince
how
Mario.
many damn castles did that fucker have to go through? I mean,
Yeah, the chick has that many castles, man, and he can't freaking get better than a cake. He doesn't even have his own castle.
Maybe you got
I mean-
some pie.
not to mention all the poles he had to jump to get there.
I thought there was a one on the roll.
Which
there.
you know that goes in a totally different direction. Why did the princess have all those poles?
All right, let's go ahead and move on.
Maybe it was actually maybe up in Bowser's castle. Maybe he was tired of being ignored by Mario. It's like, Mario, I'm right here. I'm looking for the princess. I'll be your princess. And the dough roll. 17.
17. Marvel versus Capcom. Infinite.
We just saw the trailer for this game, and I have to admit, finally Marvel, well, not Marvel, so much Capcom may have gotten my attention back. I was telling these two about the lack of Mega Man characters in crossover games, at least in the way that we fans want it. But they've got Mega Man X in this one, and he looks good. So that alone is enough to make me interested in purchasing the games. Now Capcom's finally realized hey, maybe we should give these fans what they want. Not a fat guy cosplaying Mega Man in a crossover game, but an actual character in a viable form.
Yeah, no, the trailer looked really good.
I
thought
think
it
it's
was really
two-man
good.
format instead of
Yeah.
three, which I think is good because you can focus on each character being good at what they do. When you get into 3 characters, it kind of got clustered, and I kind of felt like each character really wasn't that well fleshed out. But this looks like each character looks good. The moves and combos look detailed. I'd rather have quality over quantity. I don't need 100 characters in a game. I want the characters that are in the game to all be top notch.
I know you're bigger into the fighter games than I am. I mean, I think the last Marvel vs. Capcom I played was in the mall in the arcade. So,
I remember hearing a legend about this place. The old arcades. They would have games. They were dark rooms where people gathered together, and the token was king. You.
Hey, he was the pinball wizard. What are you talking about, man?
Damien was a pinball wizard. You a master of pinball?
Used to be.
You dated the crap out of yourself. What you don't know is over here is like this senior citizen that you can't see. His arms look young, but the rest of him is all wrinkles. You can't defend yourself unless you're willing to get on camera.
Get off my lawn!
He would do that. He's that kind of guy. He's looking at me hatefully. You can't see it, but it's an impressive. It's an old man hate. Free civil rights hate. It's a good one.
Yeah.
What do you know about civil rights?
Thankfully, other people resolved that for me before I was born.
Oh. God. So, but no, the game looked good though. I am looking forward to it. I think I actually may play this one. I mean, I know you picked up Xbox the other day, so
I'm back with Microsoft and Xbox. I'm still a PC gamer for life, but they have a good console and they got some games on one.
I don't know. I've been thinking about picking up a PS4 myself. They got the PS4 Pro.
Man, we go to Xbox versus PlayStation. That's a whole other subject.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not getting into it. I was just saying, I mean, of course, this game is coming out for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So
I'll probably snag the. In this
like,
case, I'll probably get the console version. The fighting games usually come across smoother on the consoles.
They do tend to definitely come across smooth. I've picked up some of the older fighter games off of Steam, and my system. I mean, I don't have any. The fighter games still seem to have a bit more lag on the PC than they do
There's
when you're
also
on the
got a little
console.
catch up that I notice is that every now and then I'll play in the game, and I get a little laggy. PC like choke up a little bit, or if there's something downloaded or the internet connection is bad, it might slow down. That doesn't really happen on console. It's consistent. You get a fighting game on a console, it's going to play, across the board the same, especially when you're not online.
I don't know. I have plenty of games that don't have any kind of stuff like that. I just don't know if they put as much time in fine tuning the PC versions as they do the console versions.
I've always felt that way, honestly. That's why I stopped playing fighting games, because I stopped getting consoles, so I kind of fell off the grid for a while, but I'm getting back into it now, so you'll start seeing some fighting games come up.
Awesome. All right, let's see. Man, this one's actually going pretty quick. We got to get a topic that we speak a little longer on.
It's rolling into another
19. That's
Reroll.
Yeah. Let's die. It's getting stuck.
You just all like to roll 19.
Oh!
And now you guys get to introduce me to something terrible. So what do you have for me today?
We have VR Fellatio. Tabletop Nerdist GNS goes sub. Alright. So, basically what this one was about was that Tabletop, I'm sure most people watching this has heard of Tabletop, the
Web series.
The web series, yes. artists and games and sundry are all going to. I mean, they're still going to be on YouTube, but they're also going to start putting content behind a new paid sub window.
Not all of the content, but Tabletop is one of the ones that's going to be behind the paywall.
For a time, and then apparently they'll release it later for non-subbed people. But it's a new service. It's like $5 a month. I apparently lost the article about it.
Yeah, y'all seem to have some pretty strong opinions on that one. I mean, I watch the show just casually, so now it's behind the paywall. That just means, all right, I guess I ain't watching it anymore.
Yeah, I watched some of it. You know, some of it was interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough to me to pay for it.
No, I would not. I wouldn't pay the extra $5.
I mean, I like entertaining things. I mean, we have our own show we're doing here, but you know, when you start putting something on a paywall, you really got to be kicking out a product, and you know, considering, especially because how much was it for subscriptions? I mean, Netflix is like $7 or whatever.
Yeah,
like
it's
real $4.99. The service is called Alpha.
So you know, I look at that and I go, unless you're watching it religiously, you could probably get more for your money.
And see, that's an interesting thing because, I mean, you know, any of those shows that would come on basically had a cult following, you know. And to put it where you're going to have to pay for it, are they going to retain that cult following? Or, I mean, you know.
I mean, I'm devil's advocate. I understand the concept of supporting what you like too, but that's why you have donation pages and sites where you can get. I donated to Wikipedia. You know, I was on Wiki.
Oh yeah,
and they popped up and they said, hey man, we haven't hit our donations month, and I immediately pulled off a wall to donate because I use Wikipedia constantly.
Yep. I mean, same thing with Reddit. I've done the gold membership on Reddit before.
Well, now if they put Wikipedia behind a paywall, then I wouldn't.
Oh no, I wouldn't.
You can ask me, and I'm willing to support you. But when you make it mandatory, when you start trying to go, we believe you should have to pay us to even see this, then you make me start going. Because here's the first thing that happens. Like what just happened here. We all like the show, and like all the shows we wanted. But when the first thing that happens when you require a payment, you make people start to value. They go, well, how much is this product worth?
Yeah. Here's my thing on this. Okay, so I mean, our generation, the current PC generation, and so forth. I mean, a lot of us are cutting cable, cutting cords. You know, we're dropping our Comcast and all that stuff because we are tired of paying for stuff that we don't necessarily support or watch, or you know. So what we've done is we've started doing. I mean, that's why YouTube took off as well as it did. It's content. I can look at it. I'm not paying anything. I can watch it. I can support it with my eyes, for one, just in commercials and so forth like that.
Advertisement. I don't mind advertising.
As well as merchandising. I don't mind buying, you know, if I really like a show or I really like a group, I want to wear their stuff. You know, I want to show that. You know, support, yeah. When I have the money to support somebody, I will gladly do so. You know, and I have in the past. I've given my support to multiple channels. You know, because they give me something that's entertaining, and if I give them money, they're going to create more stuff that I find entertaining.
I'll give you an example. As I don't know if I'm playing Blade and Souls, free game. I've spent about $50 or $60 on Blade and Souls because I like it. I buy the premium membership. I went and played the game, enjoyed it, and after I had played it for 2 or 3 weeks, I said, this game is good, I need to support it. I went in, did a little, get some coins and play around and get some outfits, and I do it because I like the game. I'm still playing, and I'll probably end up getting up to $80 or $90 by the time I'm done because they let me choose to do that if I enjoy it. And you'll be surprised that this may not be everybody, but there are people like me who are, if you're willing to show me your product, and then say, would you be willing to give money? I will do it. The same thing. You know my book collection. I'm not going to say I've never acquired a PDF and may have been sent to me or shared with me. But you know, I buy every book I like.
Oh,
I've
definitely.
got a massive book collection in my house, and I mean, I've like Animal RPG. You know, I've owned 4 core books for that.
Yeah.
I don't even need 4 books. I bought a core book for everybody because I like the game that much. I started off with a PDF of it, bought a copy. I own all the sub books. So there are people out there that will support a product once you've proven you're worth money.
Well, yeah, and that's my thing is, I mean, that's the way this generation is working. I mean, we fund the things that I mean, you have Kickstarter, you have all these voluntary ways to fund things. You know, nobody's throwing it down my throat. I'm not being forced to pay for something I don't want. You know, I'm not, when I'm supporting a channel that I like content, I'm usually not supporting some other content that I think is stupid as hell, you know. And I like that control. I like that feel of I know where my money's going to. I know who my money's supporting versus, well, I'm paying Comcast for country music TV. I don't watch country music TV. Why do I have this channel? Well, because it's part of the package. Screw the package. I don't want the package.
It's also a dangerous slope whenever you go from free to paid. There's people that are used to seeing their content free, and when you go to pay, you're going to turn off people, like you said, the cult following, because they're going like, well, wait a minute, this isn't what you were about. You were doing this for fun. You were doing this to get out there and just show this. Now you're turning profit. Because we see things go down the hill once they go for profit. Once they start going for profit, they're going to do what makes the most money.
I mean, that's why when me and Damien started Dicejunkies, you know, that was our thing. I mean, it's like we love to do this. We love to talk about it. We love to play games. We love to just shoot, you know, BS, you know. And we're like, why don't we just do it on camera? Why not? We're already doing it.
Well, that's why I like Patreon and Kickstarter, because then you're not saying we're going to stop doing this, but you give people the option to support you if they want to. And I think that, this is just me, I'm not saying I'm right, but I would probably wait for Patreon first. See if that works. See if people are willing to pay, but not suddenly cut the content off to where you got to wait a month or 2 for this content or whatever the time frame is going to be, and put it behind, like you said. Because I mean, the term's called paywall. That's not a flattering term.
Well, yeah,
It's going to immediately evoke hostility when you hear it.
Well, no, I mean, we have our Support Us link on our YouTube channel. You know, we have advertising through YouTube's AdSense. We've looked into getting a Patreon. We'll probably get a Patreon account at some point and put on here, you know. But nobody has to do any of that. Yeah. Nobody has to support us. Nobody has to pay Patreon. It's not going to stop us from doing what we love doing. Yeah, we're still going to do this, you know. Now, is it awesome if you do? Yeah, it is. Great. That's cool. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for this because we enjoy it. And I think the moment where we quit enjoying it and we're doing it for a paycheck is the moment we'll just shut down our YouTube.
Oh, yeah, because then you're back to the same situation. You're just working.
Yeah.
And then you start to hate your job, and then your quality. So, I mean, I like what we do. I agree with you. And, I mean, I like what they were doing. I thought that they were doing it for fun. They might have. Maybe their expenses got high. But I didn't hear, I might be wrong, I didn't hear about it. I wasn't paying attention. If they had already tried Patreon. Now, if they've already tried Patreon and Kickstarter, then I can see if they said the only way we can keep doing it is this way. But if they didn't, then I can see some followers going, you didn't even ask us, you just did it. You didn't ask us if we support you, you just...
I can almost guarantee they're not hurting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't say because I ain't seen their books, you know?
Yeah.
But...
The show's really popular, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I mean, everybody I know loves it and watches it, so I mean, it was. Really
and I'm not going to down them or anything because I do like their content.
Everybody I know loves it.
I just don't.
Tabletop
I just don't know why they chose to go this route. I think it bothers me that they've chosen to go this route.
Well, like I said, that's why I'm throwing it if. We haven't done a lot of research to know if this is third attempt to stay on.
Yeah.
But I hope that it doesn't affect their fan base. I don't know. I haven't asked anybody. Maybe next time we do this, I can do a short shout out and ask the people I know who watch it religiously. Because you know, one of our friends watches it all the time. and then two people I know watch it. I'll ask them if they're going to support it and just give them feedback and see what they say.
Yeah.
I mean, $5 is not a lot of money, but if you only watch Tabletop and not all the other shows, then it is kind of a lot of money to just watch that.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, you compare it to other products in that price range. You know, Hulu and Netflix, etc., are usually under $10 and give you like a massive amount of content. So before you start asking for money, the other thing is you gotta kind of make sure you have the content to back it.
Yeah. Luke Cage Season 2.
This is a good one. I'm really glad we got all three of us here to talk about it. I don't know if David did a chance to see it, maybe?
No, I don't watch it.
All right, just do what you're normally doing. Stay in the background. All right, so they can't see your arms anyway. You pulled them up. Damien's not here. I'm talking to myself.
What?
But we both enjoyed the show. Actually, Zeno here is the one that told me you need to catch up. Like he was waiting to talk about it.
Oh no, it was killing me that you were taking so long to watch it because you were wanting to watch it with your other friend.
Oh, you know, like once a week, sit down and watch some movies and Netflix. But what I like about the show that I was telling you is that they did not shy away like I thought they might from it. The Luke Cage's comic has always dealt with a little bit more of a racially charged environment and subject, and I thought that maybe they would lean away from that and kind of make it a little bit more Marvel PC. No, this movie dives right where you would expect it to go. Don't get me wrong, there isn't a bunch of just blatant, running around, dropping, like ain't a bunch of crazy Spike Lee cops, chasing down black people. But it's definitely urban, it's definitely very Harlem, and yet all my friends who were white loved it as much as all my black friends.
Well, I mean, it was Harlem, but it wasn't necessarily political or too agenda based or anything like that. Like some people said, they're playing the Black Lives Matter up and stuff like that. I didn't really see that. Like,
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, and this is just some other articles I had read about the show at the time, and I was just like, I don't really agree with that. I thought they did a good job of just showing it, being real, and
I'm going back to my mind, and yeah, that wasn't in there.
Well, like some people,
I don't know if a cop killed a black person in that whole season. I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah, no.
And I'm looking back, I'm like, no. And like the one time a black kid gets beat up, it's by a black cop. So.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Y'all don't want to do that. I'll spoil things.
Well, I don't know. That's not that big of a spoiler anyway. But no, and so
I was another big spoiler that a black cop beat up a black kid. Huh? Anyway. Now the hands disappear.
Yeah.
I like when David just faded out of the shot.
I'm not here. No.
The music in this show, the style was amazing. The visuals. I mean, if you watched the promo for it, you saw some of the visual effects. The Easter eggs were still in there, but the style, the music. I mean, this soundtrack I gotta own. I want to physically own this soundtrack. I've been
the soundtrack
lazy, but I'm gonna order
really good. It was a really good soundtrack.
And it reminds me of those old. I told you, it reminds me of the older black movies that were set in that environment where there was a lot of music to set the mood, a lot of themes. You heard good music. They did the same thing in this, and it differentiates itself a lot from Daredevil and Jessica Jones. But yet, it's still part of the same canon.
Yeah.
But it's almost like its own little world, which is kind of how Harlem is.
Well, no, that was one of my things. We had talked a little bit about this before the show, and you had mentioned it being reminiscent of black movies and so forth. And like I said, I didn't consider this a black show. Like I didn't relate it to black movies or anything like that. Like I did not think, even though yes, the casting was majority black or whatever.
And the style, the presentation. Like I said, you gotta watch a lot of that too to catch it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just watch movies, you're not gonna see.
I mean, to me, it was a good, well-made show. Period.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. That's actually what they did right. Is that I watched it with a white friend, and he loved everything about it. You loved everything about it. It appealed to everybody, but it was also true to its style. It wasn't just a blackface of a white hero story. No, it felt like there's a black hero in a black neighborhood dealing with a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it's just a different version of the story, like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones is over here as a person that doesn't want to bother with all this crap and is being drugged into it because they get that bad.
Well, no, and that's one of the things. I mean, it was different than the other shows
While still being
part of canon, part of the Marvel universe. Really showed off that we can have all these different heroes and have them have their own background, their own history, something distinct about each one of them's culture, environment. Why each of these characters are so much different. It gives you that build up.
And every character, I gotta say this. One of the things I like about Daredevil is that several of the characters were very interesting, especially not just Daredevil and Kingpin, the wild Kingpin, but even like the little old Chinese lady. Well, they did the same thing with Luke Cage. Almost every character in that show was interesting and had a backstory. Mm-hmm. Even the ones who weren't technically there, like the generation before, were represented. And you're like, this is how.
Well, no, that is something I thought was great. Is they have made a good effort and pulled it off to have not just the main character, the superhero, be an important and quality character, but all the side characters have their own story and have their own background. You actually can go, even if you weren't a fan of Luke Cage, you go, yeah, I wasn't a fan of Luke Cage, but I still love the show because of this guy.
Pop. I like Pop.
Oh yeah, Pop was awesome.
I call him Pop. That's a sound. I mean, every character was something else. Yeah. And even the version. Here's how good this show is. Oh God, what was the guy's name that was from the Daredevil show that came over?
Oh God, I can't think of his name now.
I know it's not talking because we're saying how great the characters were, but that's me. I'm bad with names.
I'm horrible with
names. But even his presentation in Luke Cage brought a lot more of what kind of character he was out. That made me go, wow, this character was way more interesting than he was presented before. Yeah. But that's what they did. So them getting a season 2 makes sense because there's more to tell in that story.
Oh, definitely.
Now, do you think the next one's going to be as good? They've got Iron Fist. I'm hoping they can keep it going.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm a little like I've never really watched anything with Iron Fist or read much about Iron Fist, so I'm not really up on him or how well that's going to do. But I mean, honestly, just the ability of what they've done with all these other characters makes me almost go, can it be bad at this point?
If they keep the formula going, then it'll be good. Like with Iron Fist, I'm hoping they're going to go very old martial arts movie style. They're going to kind of try to go for that feel of this guy's world is also different from these guys' world. He's living in this world of honor and martial arts and skill, where a person's valued by their physical capabilities as well as their wisdom and training. So I'm hoping they keep that theme because that's a winning formula. You got this guy over here, you got this guy over here. Each one of them is coming from a different background. Now, when they try to put them all together, will they hit an Avengers jackpot? I don't know.
Yeah.
But we know they're heading that way.
I mean, my only thing is this being a second season, and I do got to say the Daredevil second season to me was not as good as the first.
But I mean, you're going to always lose some because your cherry's already popped. You've been introduced to the character, you've seen what they can do. My only problem I have with second seasons, and I hope they don't do here, is I hope they don't, we talked about it, so I hope they don't arrow it. I hope they don't go, you were really badass. And in the second season, like Daredevil, who was like just, whoa, this guy could see anything coming, kind of gets blindsided a couple of times. And you start going, I don't know why this guy that just showed up can do something that like nobody could even hope to do in the first season without a little bit better build up to it.
Yeah, I mean, the TV series have had trouble keeping up momentums past the first season. Marvel, DC, both have had troubles keeping up the momentum past the first season on shows.
And at street level, they're running out of problem because they can't just keep ramping up the villains to higher powers. They have to start backing the hero down.
Yeah.
And then everybody starts going, this is years. Daredevil not kicking the butt he was kicking last time, or his arrow.
I mean, I'd prefer that they go more the route of, well, now that the street level hero has been out here for a bit, people may be starting to understand their weaknesses more and utilize their weaknesses against them. Now, that would be a better way of doing it, in my opinion.
They can also do the Avengers formula that like was brought up in Civil War of, Well, you're starting to attract the attention of more powerful opponents.
Yeah.
They can do that. They have the staff to just go, next guy that shows up is somebody who Luke Cage punches, and he's like, that was a nice punch, but you're going to have to bring it. I can live with that, but don't back the character down and it's like, you're a trained fighter, you're really good at fighting, now you're getting your butt kicked by a random soldier with a bullet hole in his head. Because, I like Punisher, but he kind of whooped Daredevil's butt way more than I was expecting when he came on. And I was like, is he really just that bad? Now, later on in the series, you start to go, oh, maybe he just really is that bad.
That's how he's Punisher, dude.
But when he was first presented, it didn't come out. When he was first presented, he seemed to just be this guy that was shooting people, though, that wasn't really that good at hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Later on, though, it's like they almost realized, we need to show them how badass the Punisher is. And they did.
That prison scene. That's all I gotta say.
By the way, that's Kingpin patio, though, because they remind you who Kingpin was.
Oh,
Yeah, we're spoiling this. Just take it. But Matt's in there talking crap. You'll never see your wife again. Wham! And just beats the ever-living crap out of him.
Yeah.
I was like, did you forget who the hell the Kingpin is? They ain't built a room you could be in with him at the same time and talk crap about his wife.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We enjoy coming to see the show. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Like, watch some of our other videos. We have plenty of material down in the description. We have links to our website, Facebook, Google Plus, all the good social links. Our Twitter handles there as well. But most importantly, subscribe. Subscribe. Push the button. Push.